Now, shea is one of those low-hanging fruits that can transform communities, especially in the eastern part of Uganda and northeast part of the country. However, a lot of activities around this very important product are done in a rudimentary way. Now, through participation of some partners and the local communities, we are seeing a change. And the first point where emphasis and effort has been channeled is actually conserving the shea tree, which is under threat by the charcoal burners. Now, in this segment, we speak to one of the groups that is engaged in conserving the shea tree, of course, for commercial purposes, but most importantly, for ensuring that the communities where these trees are located get better dividends out of this product.
Why did we form the groups? The shea trees were getting finished. They were cutting them for firewood. But we know the value of these trees. So we thought it very wise that when we form a collective group of members and have one voice and demand for the safety of these trees, it could bring some impact to the community. This made us to come. We started when we were only 15. We were 15 members who had the idea. We sold the idea to others, but there was no hand to help us until when we had an idea from one of the members of UWIL. And we told them that, how best can you help us? He told us that the only way to help you form a cooperative, which we made it. We had to get the constitution, we had to get the executive members. So when we did all those, we were later on registered in 2020. And right now we stand as a cooperative of Gulawa shea butter producer. Shea trees are scattered and they are seasonal. But I want to tell you that this cooperative alone has benefited the community. How has it benefited the community? First and foremost, forming the cooperative alone, it has led to the safety of the shea nut trees. Right now, as I talk, we have a bylaw, no cutting shea nut trees. When you cut the shea nut tree, you are entitled for imprisonment. And the traditional chiefs stand behind us. The local government stand behind us. And each of the members in the cooperative stand responsible to talk about you. In the cooperative, I have a total of 75 members, whereby out of 75, 40 are female and 35 are male. These male and women work collectively. I cannot signify that these are children or what, but all these members, the age bracket in the cooperative start from 16 and above. And we work collectively. Beside only safeguarding the shea nut trees, it has also increased on the income. The members, the 75 members, they can testify today that their saving has increased. How has the saving increased? First and foremost, when they collect the shares and they are able to sell it in the market, they earn money. And this money they can use it to pay the school fees of their children. They're able to meet the family basic needs. They are able to stand and even borrow from the shop and say, you know, I'm having my share, I'm going to sell. Tomorrow I will bring for you your money. And it has made it life very simple. During the past, the shea nuts used to earn no money. People used to take it for home consumption only. It wasn't something of marketable. Then, there are people who even have the shea nuts in their land, but they don't even care about collecting because they look at it having no impact. A person just pick, eat the periscope, then throw away the seeds, not minding that those are the most important part of it. So currently, there are no wastage of shea nuts. People are always hunting to pick it and bring it at home in such a way that they can collect these shea nuts. They know that after eating the periscope, the seeds alone will bring other products. We heard from the training, from the shea nuts you can get the Vaseline. From the shea nuts you can get different medicinal values, which we are still agitating. God is hope somebody to stand behind us and we are able to get the machine that can produce that. It will bring a great impact to us. the shea nuts project or the shea tree production has hit a lot of problems. First and foremost, we have limited market. We don't have direct market. We have retailers who keep on coming to us, and it's affecting us. They do buy our shea nuts at a very cheaper price compared to what we hear. But they go and market it, then still come back and buy it at a lower price. So we don't have direct market. Secondly, our trees are seasonal. You can't say that today I want this tree to produce more fruits. You can't tell that. So at the end of the day, you find that one season you may have good harvest, the second season you have poor harvest. And it alone has affected the production. So our production keep on increasing and declining. I got a number of changes. At the past, I used to work alone to collect the shea nuts, and I used not to put much emphasis in the collection. But these days, when we formed a cooperative, I started putting a lot of effort, and we could move in a group in collecting the shea with a lot of interest to get more and gather it more. Herself, as she moves now, she can now collect a basin a day. But these days now, she says that very many people move very early to collect the shea nuts. I collect the shea nuts, me personally, dry it. When I dry it, I roast it and I use it as the cooking oil on my own in my home. Secondly, I also sell it. I get the money and it uses me to buy the house.
Still talking about agriculture, there are many that are engaged in this activity. But have you ever wondered what are the ingredients in your soil? Probably this is the reason why you're not making the money that you're supposed to be making. And today we're teaching why it's important to know the ingredients of your soil before you make that decision to either plant coffee or any other crop on it.
Basically, there are three main reasons why we do soil testing. One is the diagnostic purpose. Why diagnostic? Just to, as it states, to know what is lacking in my soil. What should I apply? So when you do soil testing, it helps you to know that this is lacking. There is deficiency of N, there is deficiency of P. So that is one. Now when you know that it is there in the soils or it's not there, what then are you supposed to do? That is one purpose of why we do soil testing. Then another reason is to monitor, to do monitoring. Since now we're changing the mindset of our farmers to do commercial agriculture. When you go commercial, like for instance, you have to, in the first season, you might have applied the fertilizers we have told you. Then this other very season, you are maybe now, since we encourage crop rotation. So now you want to test because different crops require different soil nutrients and in different amount. So now when you're doing that, you monitor. I applied NPK in the first season. Now this season, do I still have the NPK? Is there a need for me to apply or not? So just you're monitoring how the state of the fertilizers or the state of nutrients that is in your soil, because in first season you use the fertilizers. And then the third reason is to predictability. When we are going commercial, we have to invest in. Now if we say an acre of maize gives like 40 bags of soil, of the yields. If you're a good farmer, you have used the right seeds, you have planted early, you have tested your soils, you have used the right recommended fertilizers for you, we expect at the end of the day or at the end of the season for a farmer at least to get 40 bags of maize. So now you are able, with that, you are able to predict, with the work plan you have drawn, you are able to predict that in my farm, I am going to get 40 bags of maize just in an acre.
In our tech segment today, we're looking at how the new realities, especially driven by climate change, are changing the way critical activities like agriculture are being done, and what the innovators are doing to see that the entire practice and activity of agriculture actually adapts to the new reality.
So we are playing around with the life cycle of a fly. The fly will lay the eggs will hatch into the larvae will now further grow into the pupa. Every step here gives us what we're actually doing. Now, how do we do this? It all starts from the market. What you will see here at our recycling plant is the second process. Since we don't have a waste separation system, we begin with sorting of the organic waste in the markets so that we can attain high purity, and we are very sure that what we get is what we're actually going to use in our production line. Once this waste is delivered, as you have actually looked at it, it is going to be processed using the new lines of machines that we have actually attained, making it a paste and then stored into the drums so as to ferment. In the process of fermenting, we are already cutting off the oxygen, initiating anaerobic respiration and eliminating some of the pathogens that would not actually work without oxygen. We shall leave it for just a period of 3 to 4 days to 1 week and then take it into the mixing. In the mixing, we are looking at getting a uniform composition that is going to be used as feed for the larvae. In the feeding, we are going to use 90 to 95% organic waste, as you see. And then, after it is thoroughly mixed very well, we now input it into the crates at a consistent density. At this plant, we actually do the production of just 2 stages. We have the larvae and the pupa. In our breeding site, we automize the process so that we can attain a high output from every cage. So, on a daily basis, we take the pupa to Namamve, where we have our breeding center, into the automated greenhouse. In the automated greenhouse, we are looking at obtaining a constant and optimum temperature, optimum humidity, and optimum light. When we have all these parameters, then we can guarantee a high egg output. When the eggs are obtained, they are going to be put into the automated incubator so that we obtain every egg has to hatch into a baby larvae. The baby larvae will only stay for 5 days, and then we bring them to this site. Now, it's the baby larvae that we shall input onto the crate to do the recycling of the organic waste. Very interesting. The baby larvae are very small, and they will grow 30 times their initial body size, feasting on this organic waste that is input into the crate. It will take only 7 days for this organic waste to be actually fully utilized by the larvae. The larvae will grow 30 times their initial body size. Then they will take in the feed, being broken down by the enzymes, and they pass out a poo. Now, the poo is a byproduct, which we shall talk about as an organic waste. Now, the larvae will be taken actually to process, and then we further get the products that we should sell onto the market.
That's what we had for you on this week's edition of Money and Market. Thank you for being part of the show. We treasure your company and we like to keep it. So drop us a line on the address on your screen. Let's keep the conversation going. Now, I've been your host, Charles Boji. Now, from me and team, we'd like to wish you a very good evening. God bless.